everybody. Hi, IAC. Oh my God, this feels like home. I'm so happy to be here. Okay, so being Jewish comes with a huge responsibility. And being Israeli American in 2023 comes with even more. Over this weekend, you guys are going to hear a lot about how bad anti-Semitism is. And it is. You're going to hear how it reached super high level of numbers, and it really did. But first, we need to get real with what today's anti-Semitism really is. Now, one of the worst things about anti-Semitism is that it changes. It morphs, it mutates, it adapts. We're here among friends, and most of us are Israeli, so I'm going to be like my dad always says that Israelis were from the Tachlis department. So we're going to talk Tachlis here. We need to get real about the shape that the vast majority of anti-Semitism has shifted into today, and that is the extreme and fanatical demonization of Israel. Now, whereas in the past, the anti-Semites used to say that they just want to get rid of the Jew and everything's going to be fine, right? They don't say that anymore. Today, they do say, we're just going to get rid of the Jewish state and everything would be fine. We have to teach ourselves, we have to teach our kids, like these amazing kids that we just saw, to recognize the indisputable reality that anti-Zionism is anti-Semitism. It is. See, in today's world, every horrific allegation that used to be pinned on Jews it's just being pinned on Israel. As author Yossi Klein Halevi, he identified this, that throughout history, the Jew, right, the Jew, was always used in order to describe whatever is the worst thing about society in any given moment. So, in the early days of Christianity, the Jew was the Christ killer. Under Nazism, the Jew was the ultimate race polluter. Under communism, the Jew was the capitalist pig or the communist, depends on who you're asking. So, what is the worst thing to be in today's polite society? What is it? You know the answer. Racist, colonialist, and apartheidist. That's the worst thing to be, and now, what a surprise. Lo and behold, who is to blame for being all these horrible traits, if not the Jewish state? You see, in polite circles today, the Jew has been replaced with Israel, or better, with Zionists. For today's anti-Semites, Israel is the big bad wolf. And Zionism, the Jewish people's right to have a state, Zionism had turned into a slur. And this trend is amplified by celebrities. You know who they are, the ones that have more followers than more Jews than Jews on earth, right? One of them, specifically, Kanye West, we're not going to mention his name, took it up a notch. He accused Jews of genocide and population control of black people, and he accused Zionists with something that has to do, I'm not kidding, with his ex-wife's sex life with Pete Davidson. Really. Now, horrifyingly enough, West's Twitter followers nearly doubled during this anti-Semitic meltdown. You see, anti-Semitism is like an addiction that the world cannot get rid of, cannot kick. We're in the year 2023, we're actually having a conversation about whether or not Hitler has some positive traits we should all appreciate, and it's actually happening. Anti-Zionism is not a legitimate criticism of Israel. It's not. Can you be critical of various Israeli governments or policies? Of course, absolutely. Each one of us here in this room are some of Israel's biggest critics. Many of you, as Israelis and as Americans, you intensely criticize political leaders and policy decisions in Israel, just like you do in America. However, and this is very important, anti-Israel activists are not interested in criticizing Israeli government or policies. To them, the mere existence of a Jewish state is an abomination which needs to be corrected. Rid the world of the Jewish state, and everything is going to be fine. And this has nothing to do with Israeli government, nothing, or policies. You know how I know this? I know this from my experience. You see, I've been a Jewish and pro-Israel activist for the better part of the last 15 years, all right? The majority of it was under a right-wing government, specifically under the prime ministership of Benjamin Netanyahu, right? In the last year and a half, there was a different government. It was more diverse. It was left, right, and center. Arab parties represented. This should have been amazing for pro-Israel activists. Do you think we saw a difference? No, we didn't see a difference at all. Anti-Israel rhetoric went up, anti-Semitism went up. Because you see, to the anti-Israel crowd, it doesn't matter which government is in power. To them, it's Bibi, Lapid, Bennett, Michaeli, Lieberman, זה לא משנה. It's all the same. Israel is the only country in the world where her existence is being questioned. Did you know that Israel is the only country in the world that has its own Wikipedia entry? The legitimacy of the state of Israel? Like North Korea doesn't have that. It's absolutely crazy. But here we are. We're all here. We're not going to stop. We're not going to stop fighting. And we're not going to back down. Because as Israeli Americans, we are in a unique position to stand up. Yes, yes. Of course. We're not. Oh, we're not. We're in a very unique position to stand up against anti-Semitic attacks targeting Jewish communities in America and targeting Israel. As Israeli American, we understand this unique bond between these two countries and between our people and our cultures, a bond which is based on shared values, a bond which we, all of us here together, we're going to keep fighting for, and we're going to continue strengthening. Yes. I'm so honored to do this work with all of you here. I'm so grateful for the IAC for being the umbrella organization for all of us. And here's the thing, you guys. This is not our first rodeo, right? As Jews, we've been to hot water before. We've seen this movie before, and we know what to do. And as I always say, we survived Pharaoh. We survived Hitler. We'll survive Kanye. I kid you not. We will. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. And Am Israel. Exactly. Good night.